On one side, safety, insurance, regulation, and public interest, and on the other, affordability, mobility, competition, and livelihoods. And that is what makes this more than just a fight between the government and the few aggregators out there. The Supreme Court's eventual decision could determine whether India's bike taxi economy expands, gets tightly regulated, or faces major restrictions. So, should bike taxis be banned because they are inherently riskier, or regulated precisely because people are already using them? Let's put that to our panelists. Dhruv Jati, Congress spokesperson, with us on the broadcast. Tanveer Pasha, President, Karnataka State Auto and Taxi Federation. And Mr. Basuraj Itnal, Senior Journalist. Many thanks, Mr. Itnal, and gentlemen, many thanks for taking out the time. First and foremost, to the Congress spokesperson. Sir, see, we've been having a lot of conversations with the Congress voices. It was Mr. Satya Prakash, I think, last time around over here. And he made it quite clear that, see, this is being, heard in the Karnataka High Court. And after that, the Karnataka High Court came through with an observation that a regulation is must. You can't simply put a blanket ban on all of this. Now, you've got a new chief minister and you've taken a complete U-turn. If the government's concern is safety, why not regulate the taxis with mandatory permits and the likes of it?
Well, I have a very simple question to ask you, and that's with the liability gap over here. Please tell me which out of these companies, whether it is Ola, Uber, Rapido, which one of them take liability for any of the behavior of the drivers or their actions? Have you seen any cases where they have taken liability? It all switches on to the pillion. Now, tomorrow, if there is any issue, especially regarding women's safety in the state of Karnataka, who are you going to blame? Who are you going to blame? Isn't the blame going to fall directly on the government?
If I were to act as the devil's advocate, I could say that the blame would also fall on the government because it's been so long, and the government could come up with new legislation for the same, a new regulatory framework for the same, wouldn't it be?
I would love to discuss frameworks and regulatory measures, but the issue is currently sub judice. It's going to be heard in front of the Supreme Court, and we have to listen to what the Supreme Court says. There are hurdles even from the union government. You mentioned it yourself. Two different standoffs between what the union government and the state says, and it's important that the Supreme Court gives us clarity on it. Simply because there is an absence doesn't mean that these vehicles can function over here. There are a lot of loopholes that come into picture, and I don't think in any way it is a hindrance to the economy in terms of the livelihoods of these drivers who earn off it, simply because today, whether it is any of these apps, they're allowed to pick up food and deliver it to other places, and they are actively using that as a mechanism. The only limitation comes for safety and security reasons, and which I think should not be compromised at any state, not just Karnataka, in any state, in fact.
There is no passenger that is injured. Probably there is one dosa that is being injured, not a passenger. So point is, there is no entire technical or legal, ecosystem to handle this. For example, autos, three-wheelers in Bangalore, they have a complete legal mechanism to handle that. The Commissioner of Bangalore Police, he licenses the auto drivers. They give a number. They are held to account. And as far as cabs are concerned, there is an emergency button in each and every cab. Emergency button, if they press, it directly goes to police control room. That is made mandatory in Bangalore. I'm sure it is made. There are similar arrangements in Mumbai and Delhi as well. But what has happened is in case of these bike taxis, there is no such mechanism.
Bikes, whiteboard bikes, only to use for a personal use. While before registration, there is a form for a registration. It is clearly mentioned in that. The bikes will not be used for any commercial purpose. The bikes are whiteboard bikes only for a personal uses. So from last 8 years, these companies have ran in massive numbers and just eaten the auto and taxi drivers' earnings. My biggest question, whether the law is there in my country or not.